Ani Shaskawasakwe Nindishnakas, Nimki Nindotum, Traverse City Nindonjaba, San Felipe Pueblo Nindonjaba. Good evening. I appreciate all of you here today. I've grown up in Michigan all my life, but I am a Pueblo woman. And the reason why that's important is because I want to share something with you. I've spoken to you before, probably on several occasions, and I'm an attorney by trade. I'm a tribal judge. I work with the Water Protectors Legal Collective in Standing Rock, and I'm also part of the executive director for Michigan Water Protectors Legal Task Force. I have a lot of concerns about this pipeline because I see a storm coming. And I don't say that lightly because I've seen war already. Not in this state, but it's coming. I'm concerned for our citizens, and I'm concerned for our water for several reasons. One is because where I'm from, many of you might not know, but our clans and our family groups are named after water. Seems kind of funny since we live in the desert and we live on mesas. And the reason why is because we remember when we had water there. That's a significant thing. We long for those days. We remember them and we cherish the time that we had with our water. There's no way I want this beautiful state to become like that because of what we as people can do to prevent that. Now, our water went away by natural means, and we remember when it was salt water too. It's been a long time. But here you have the means and you have the ways. I understand that Governor Snyder also sort of overlooked your board's recommendations. He didn't include you in the agreement, which I will affectionately call a backroom agreement. He didn't consult any of the tribes in the state of Michigan, which is illegal. It makes it an illegal agreement as well. That's another matter for another day, however. But what can you do about it as a board is you can also put our governor to the task. You can put Enbridge to the task. Please have higher standards than what they're proposing, because it's up to you to make sure that the water is here for generations to come. 7 generations at the very least. The other aspect that I want to make clear is that this is one of the most hotly contested environmental issues we've ever seen in our state, and there's a reason for that. It's not just us as Native Americans, but it's everybody here. Look at the faces of the people before you. These are the people of Michigan. And it doesn't just affect them. It affects Canada. It affects Wisconsin. It affects everyone. We're asking you to look at these faces and ask yourselves, why do we have such big hearings? Why has this become such an issue? It's not just because of Standing Rock. This has always been here. Jim Olson, that lovely man who spoke earlier, has a job because of it. It's a very important issue, and we can't live without our water. There's just no doubt about that. Anybody here that tells me that oil is more important than water, I'm going to ask you to drink it. Okay? So I want to thank you for listening and, again, share with you that story, the history of my people, which is something we don't want to have happen to you. I don't want it to happen to my children or my grandchildren or anybody's children for that matter. I don't want it to happen to any of the animals, any of the nature, anyone and anything that is involved here. We live in one of the most beautiful places in the whole world. And I know that because I've been to many places. I'm never more than happy or more happy than when I get home. And it's in part because of what we have out there. So miigwech for listening, and I hope that you do the right thing.